Hey everybody, this is Mr. Flores from the Minecraft server 1, moreblock.com. And in this video I want to talk about something that we've had for a while, but I want to clarify things a little bit. That way I also have a video for our thread on the omgboards.com forum. Okay, this video is about the spawners on the server. And before we get into how to, use the interface to buy one, which has changed on the server, I kind of want to explain how we're doing the spawner feature on our onemoreblock.com server. Okay, normally in vanilla, if you break a spawner, it will just die, right? It will disappear, maybe drop a little bit of XP, but you cannot pick them up. And on some servers, they give you a Silk Touch option where you can break a spawner and it will drop as an item. You can take it home to your base and build massive farms with it. However, that sometimes has a performance issue, and that's not something we like. That might impact everybody on the server. So we try to find the middle ground. We are offering players the ability to break only a certain type of spawner, and then that's the spawner they can buy, place, and break. But we also want players to be active players and then give them a little bit of a perk. So not only is the perk that you get a spawner type, you might also be able to break it and place it somewhere else. And you can do that by getting a Silk Touch 5 pickaxe specifically made to break spawners. And we will get into that. If your group is slowly getting more and more and you don't buy them on our server, you just play, and then over time you go from a default new player to a regular player, from a player to a member, then maybe a builder. It slowly grows, and as your group or rank gets higher, you will get more little perks. So instead of 1 or 2 spawners, you might get 6 or 7 or maybe 8 or 9. And that helps you get more out of your base. You can do more things, so you can help your friends. You buy a spawner for them and place it for them. You can play together. So the spawners you cannot get are also the spawners you cannot break or pick up, even if you have the right pickaxe. So for example, you find a skeleton spawner, and we don't let players buy angry mob spawners, by the way, but you have the Silk Touch 5 pickaxe or a regular pickaxe or a shovel, who cares? You break the spawner, it will just disappear. It will not drop as an item. So keep that in mind. You can get the spawners for your group, and those are the ones you can buy, place, break. And you need a Silk Touch 5 pickaxe. Alright, let's get into it. We always had a menu where all the spawn icons were on one page, and you'd have to figure out, I am this group and maybe I can buy this one and it will cost this much money. That's great, but it gets a little confusing if you're new to the server. And players might not know what I just explained about the Silk Touch 5, or that you can't break certain things, which creates players to be upset about it and complain, and maybe they'll stop playing. That's not something we want. So we've updated the menu, and this is not the final form, but it's better than what we had before, and it allows us to quickly add more groups and organize the spawners that we have. So, even if this video shows prices of like 300,000 bucks, it might be 250, it might be 400 by the time you play. Slowly over time we balance our economy based on player activity, so, just so you're aware. Let's get into it, now that we got all of that stuff out of the way. And then we can go to the spawners shop. There are a few commands here, but we are going to go with spawners. There we go, the wannabe spawner shop. This is now an index page. So instead of one page, we will now have a whole page with a bunch of options. So you can explore that stuff. And you can also get here through a different way. So we have a global menu where you can see that you can find your homes and warps and kits and all that sort of stuff. But one of them here are the shops. And we have a couple. We have like warp shops as a location. We got a point shop. We got the jobs points. All sorts of stuff. Here is the spawner one. So you click it and you'll get there. And then you can also go back to that index of all the shops. So this has improved. Back in the day, you would have to know the commands to figure it out. But now we have like a menu command that sort of hooks all of this stuff together. So we go to the shops and then you will find out that there is a book with important information. And I really hope that this means that somebody seeing this goes, maybe I should read that. And this will explain that when you click it, you'll get a link with more info about spawners. We recommend you do it. And that's because it has the info that I explained at the beginning of this video, that you can only buy, place, and break certain types based on your group. So if you're a player, you might only get the items from, or the spawners from the shop for the group players. But if you're a builder, you might get players as well as the ones for builders, because it inherits, of course. But you won't be able to get the one for donators. Alright, so that's what that link on the forum is about. It kind of is the text version of this video, but I will also include this video in that thread, so hopefully people that don't like to read will just listen like I'm a podcast. Welcome to the Mr. Flores podcast. No, just kidding, just kidding. Okay, important information, read it. It is important. Or watch the whole of this video to learn about this feature. Player information is now super handy. We didn't have this before, but now you get reminded what account you're logged in with, in case you have like an alt account you sometimes play on, how much money you have, so you have an idea if you can afford a spawner or 2 or 5 or 0. And it tells you the group you're in. So I'm like owner, so technically I will inherit access to all of these. But if I was player or something less than builder, or lower than builder I should say, you'll be able to use these. And yep, here is the Silk Touch 5. We have it. It's there too. So you can find info, see what you can do basically, and how to get this. So it's not an oversight, it's not hiding at the bottom, and it's the last thing that you see. The text has also been slightly updated, so you can use your jobs points. You can join free jobs, by the way, but you can use your jobs points to buy the Silk Touch 5 pickaxe. This is the only pickaxe on the server that will break spawners, and then it will drop as an item if it's one of the spawners for the group that you have access to. So let's say you're new to the server, you're a player, and you want to break a skeleton spawner. It will not break, it will just disappear. So in order to drop it so you can pick it up and place it, it has to be one of the ones listed here. And they're also listed on the website. So you can click on this, those top items, these 3, they will go to the bottom here. So you will still have access to that if you want. You don't have to go back to the main menu. Every page we will have more than 3. We'll have like 6 pages. We'll have a note to remind you again that players can only get the spawners listed on this page. Other types are limited to higher groups. Placing a type that you do not have access to will result in turning it into a pig spawner. So if that happens, if for example you did get a skeleton spawner because you participated in an event, like a Halloween drop party or something, or you won a fishing tournament, you got a cool spawner but you don't have access to it, you can still get it. You just have to ask a team member to place it for you. And if you placed it and it turned into a pig, then open a support ticket, we'll look into it, don't panic, we'll sort it out. But if you place a type you don't have access to, it will just default to a pig spawner. And of course, if you break a type you don't have access to, it will not drop. So I think that's pretty clear now. So a player at the moment has access to pig, cow, chicken, sheep, rabbit, a moose room, ocelot, and tropical fish. It is possible that one or two get added or one or two get removed. So this is at the time of recording what we offer. And that's not just one thing, it's quite a few things. You can have a food farm, you can have like rabbits for decoration, you can have a mushroom island with your own spawner to guarantee they keep spawning. And the price is around 3,000 right now. So this is for the default group, the new group, the first group, the player group, and the member group. Yep, those people that have access to that will be able to get these. And if that doesn't work, then just give us a poke and we'll look into it. All right. So this doesn't do anything. We'll just load this page. But these are the ones you can get right now. So if you're a builder then or a rogue player, you can get these as well as the spawners available to the players. So if the players have access to like 6 or 8 and builders have access to like, this many, then you would basically have access to 15 spawners already. So that is pretty cool. And these are like parrot, turtle, polar bear, wolf, cat, whatever. And again, we might remove one or add one. We're kind of balancing things out, so just check it when you're on the server. And then for now, donators have access to a couple of extra ones. But we're looking into adding 1 or 2 more. So things are changing slightly. And again, donators can get the spawners available to all the players and all the builder groups. So that's 15 plus these 4, whatever, will make like 20 spawners available. So the more you play, the higher your group and rank will be, the more spawners will basically unlock. A little perk for thank you for playing. Here you can go and make a bee farm with a spawner, for example. So that's pretty cool. And the price will go up. You'll see this. This is about 300k for players because they're a little bit new in the game. These are spawners for types that happen a little bit more. They're less rare or less fun sometimes, and that makes them cheaper. Builders will have to pay a little bit more right now, like 400k, so 100,000 more. And donators will be like 500,000. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I don't think so, buddy. That's okay, but the bell top right now is like 30, 25 million, 18 million, 9 million. Those are people that play the economy game. They really know how to do it. They use the market, they use the /sell, they trade with players, they collect unique items and sell them for a lot of money. They fish a lot because fishing on the fish shop will give you like thousands of bucks every time you fish, guaranteed. So earning your spawner money is not really a bad thing. Plus, we keep it a little bit high because we don't really want players to have like 45 spawners in their build area and then complain that things are lagging. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just the game. All right, the last thing before I go, and yes, this is again one of my famous long videos, but I do hope that you appreciate it, that I go through the explanations and go in depth to tell you what we've been working on and show you how it works in game for you, so you can avoid mistakes and understand that you can't just break everything and that everything will drop just because you have like enchanted a Silk Touch pickaxe. It has to be that particular pickaxe and those particular spawners. But it is possible, and that's the thing that we have. We try to fight performance issues by the game by not doing it on everything and only on a select amount of spawners, but we do give more than the vanilla game allows by allowing these things to drop, even if it's just about 25 spawners total. Right now we have players and there's a gap here, and that will be members. Then the next group is builders with a gap, and that will be the rogue players. And then we have donators, and then there's a gap here for the MVP players, and then one more for epic. So this list will expand. These are the ones we have right now, and we're going to make a slight change here and there. Maybe the price will go down or up for certain spawners. And then when we add the new group, like a boosted player or a boosted builder or boosted donator, they will get 1 or 2 more spawners. So it's more gradual, and the people that played a while and have become a member, but have been a member for a while, they at least get something new. That's the last thing I wanted to mention. So we have a head shop. We got a weekly shop, very handy for the other worlds. We have the spawner shop, the global market. We have job points, which is kind of fun because that's where that spawner is. But also a party suit, by the way. And these are your jobs points. So if you go to jobs browse, you'll see that you can join like 12 different jobs, and you can join up to 3 at the same time. So just by playing, if you're like, oh, I build a lot and I fish a lot, then you can become a builder and a fisherman. And then just doing gameplay, just playing the game, you'll get money, and then you can use that on the spawners. And you also get jobs points, and those points can be used in the jobs shop. We'll get there. And these threads are on the forum. I'll do the other one as well, this information thingy. There you go, there's some info here with also a thread to the forum. We're slowly trying to improve communicating what we do to players, so regular players learn finally what it all means, like with a video like this, or improving the text in the game, or updating those menus a little bit so they're more informative. But also when there's a new player, that they don't get super overwhelmed and sort of by just browsing around indirectly learn what's available in the game. Okay, this is long enough. I don't want to start a new topic or go on a rant or something. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching the video and playing on the server. I hope these little perks and these little features make it fun to keep playing survival. And we are also looking into ways to expanding this survival experience from the general world and the wild world into other game types like One Block and Skyblock, Cave, Acid, and whatever. So if you appreciate what we do, come to the server and play, maybe invite a friend or 20. And otherwise just click the little like button on the video so I know you've seen it at least. And if you have any concerns or questions, you can try and post them as a comment below the video, or use the forum discussion or our public support channel on Discord. There are so many ways you can, figure something out, by the way. But, yeah. Oh, and the spawners aren't super special. We don't have, like, tiered spawners at the moment. So if you have like a glow squid spawner and you place it and it doesn't work, then you'd have to check the wiki on fandom or whatever that explains that maybe it needs to be around level 30 or lower and in the dark, right? There might be spawn conditions for these entities. So keep that in mind. All right, so to keep it short at the end of the video, which is way too long, we have like an update to the spawners command, an update to like all the information we have, and now we also have this video. So I hope that's super helpful. Subscribe and leave a comment. Bye. Bye. Bye.